rise and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Amiditz?
Here.
Mrs. Buckley?
Here.
Mrs. Cook? Mr. Puaz?
Here.
Mr. Rose?
Here.
Mrs. Rule?
Here.
Mr. Schubel?
Present.
Mr. Souza?
Here.
Mr. Sestich?
Here.
8 members present.
Thank you very much. Motion to adopt the agenda is in order.
So moved.
Second. Been moved and seconded. Questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Agenda is adopted. A motion to approve the minutes of the meeting of August 25th, 2011 is in order.
So moved.
Second. Been moved and seconded. Questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Minutes are approved. I need to announce executive sessions on August 29th for personnel, other legal matters, and to receive information. On September 20th for personnel, other legal matters, and to receive information. And tonight, September 29th, for personnel, other legal matters, and to receive information. Staff report.
We have no staff report this evening.
No staff report this evening. All right. Student government report. We're back in business.
Okay, I'm Sydney Craig from Student Government, and currently we're focusing a lot of our attention on homecoming, and we have our Powder Puff game Sunday, October 9th at 6 o'clock at the stadium, and then we have our parade and tailgate before the game on October 14th, and then we have the homecoming game October 14th at 7:30, and then the dance the 15th at 7:30. And we're also starting our community service, which is Water for Life, and we're collecting money in water bottles to raise money for water filters for less fortunate people. And in November, 12 students will be going to our student government state conference.
Thank you. Any questions of student government? Thank you very much. PTA, PTO report for tonight. Seeing none. Solicitor's report?
We provide the written report, and I have nothing else besides that.
Thank you very much. Are there any committee reports for tonight? And public comment on agenda items only, please, at this point. Please come to the microphone, state your name and address. Hearing none, seeing none, we will move into the business items of the agenda tonight. Curriculum Committee and Mr. Spacuzza, please.
Thank you, Mr. Rose. There's one item on the agenda tonight. I move the following items: school-sponsored overnight educational activity.
Second. It's been moved and seconded to approve item number 1 of the Curriculum Committee. Questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries 8-0. Personnel Committee, Mrs. Rule.
There are 7 items under personnel. Are there any that anyone would like to have held out? If not, I move that we approve items 1 through 7. Item 1 being approval of substitutes, 2, approval of extra duty responsibility program, and 3, acceptance of resignation, and 4, approval of leaves of absence, 5, approval of staffing change, 6, appointment of personnel, and 7, approval of Act 93 compensation and benefits plan.
Second.
Been moved by Mrs. Rule, seconded by Mrs. Buckley. Questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The motion is approved 8-0. I might comment that I added up the extracurricular activities, and there's almost $128,000 on those pages, and that's not all of them.
That's
There's
correct.
still others that other schools that aren't on that list right now. Facilities and Services Committee, Mr. Sestich.
Yes, there are 4 items on facilities and services. Anybody like any items held out? Hearing none, I'd like to move the following items. Number 1, approval of the moving services for the new high school. And number 2, approval of repair of the steps at the Steps Blade Runners parking lot up to IMS. Number 3, approval of a donation, and that is the donation of a project by an Eagle Scout, Nathan Roth, where he'll build a set of steps at William Penn Elementary School. And number 4, approval of change orders for the high school project. And we'll just summarize these. We read it in detail at the committee meeting last week. Change order number GC033 to Mascaro Corporation in the amount of $45,344.93. Change order CM005. This is to Northeast Interior Systems in the amount of $25,690. Change order PL011 to Vrabel Plumbing in the amount of $17,268. Change order EL015 to Callista Electric in the amount of $29,232. Change order that's included in there. Change order TE007. This is the technology system revisions to Westmoreland Electric in the amount of $16,774.34. And change order DS001, another technology bid in the amount of $2,295.92.
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Sushet, second by Mr. Spikuza, to approve those items under facilities and services. I might comment that those change orders were pretty thoroughly discussed at our committee meeting last week. Any questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries 8-0. And now Mrs. Rose has an item for our attention.
I just wanted to introduce it to the audience. Mr. Harry Hay is here from South Hills Movers, and I believe he brought a colleague with him this evening.
Yes, Mr. Robert Lee, President of South Hills Movers.
It's nice to meet you.
Thank you very much for getting out there to help us get into that building. We look forward to that move.
We thank you for the confidence you have. We appreciate the opportunity to work with the borough for this project.
Thank you very much.
Finance Committee. Ron, would you take Finance Committee
I
tonight?
certainly will. There are 10 items under finance. Would anybody like any items held out? Hearing none, I'd like to move the following finance items. Number 1, approval of September 2011 salaries and bills. Item number 2, the acceptance of the August 2011 financial report. Number 3, approval of the purchasing of athletic training room equipment for the new school. Item number 4, approval of awarding of exercise equipment bids for the new school. Item number 5, awarding of the bus tire bid. Item number 6, approval of the murals for the new high school. And I will point out that this is for the labor only for the murals. Item number 7, approval of the purchase of the information technology equipment. Item number 8, the Waterfront Learning Services Allegheny Intermediate Unit Agreement. Item number 9, approval of the School to Work Transition Services Contract. And item number 10, an energy tax credit agreement relative to the new high school.
Been moved by Mr. Sustich, seconded by
Second.
Mr. Spikuza. Thank you. Any questions or comments?
Yeah, I have the question about number 6, about the murals. We never really discussed that, and I was wondering, were you going to open that up? Because that's a mural of the logo, isn't it? Is that the mural you're talking about?
Yeah, well, the cafeteria wall mural will be the mural of the, it'll be the Bethel Park emblem with the hawk. And then the murals for the gymnasium and the pool still need to have board approval.
Because I was wondering if we were going to open that up to competition or something within the municipality. I mean, for the students or anyone that would like to offer, a piece of artwork, that would meet our criteria.
This is actually just the labor to do the mural. This is not the acceptance of the murals that we saw.
Oh, okay,
None of that's
okay,
it.
it's just
This is just because as we talked about this before, once we determined that the mural height off the ground, we couldn't have students painting it for a safety issue. So this is the
right,
contract for the labor. The murals
Okay,
have not.
I just was
the design
concerned
has not been
that it
finalized.
was the actual design and everything.
No, the design for the cafeteria wall is our standard design, but for the gym and the pool will be, we're going to present designs to the board for their approval.
Okay, I think that would be nice if we could get the community involved in that, since it be their input into what they paid for.
Any other questions or comments? All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries 8-0. Policy Committee, and John, policy, would you take other also?
There's one item under Policy Committee, approval of policy 815.1, social media.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve policy on social media. Questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries 8-0.
There's one item under other student agreements. Board of School Directors approves the administration's recommendation to approve this resolution and agreements for student number 1725 and 3665.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the student agreements. Questions or comments? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. That motion carries 8-0. Time for public comments on anything you care to address the board. And we're taking comments, not questions, so that we get into a debate up here this evening. If there is a question, we'll get an answer back at some point.
I'm Steve Husser, 5600 Library Road, Apartment 16A. Just at the last meeting, at the committee meeting about 9 days ago, a citizen, I think it was actually you, who asked about a report, an update on the finances related to the new school and where we're at in terms of how much money's been spent, how much money's left in certain funds. I was just wondering if that was going to be presented tonight or soon, or because I think
you'll see Matt after the meeting. He has some information.
Okay. Thank you.
That's also going to be included in our committee meeting agenda for next month.
Yep.
In detail next time.
Yep.
You can say that.
Any other comment? Board comments. Russ.
Thank you, Dick. I think I sit on the wrong side of the room for some reason. Get to go first all the time. I actually don't have anything to say tonight, thank you.
Okay.
Nothing,
Cindy?
thank you.
Ron?
Oh, I'm going to say school's back. Welcome everybody back, and let's have a good year. Go Hawks.
David?
I have no further comments this evening as either.
We're batting 1,000 tonight, John.
Nothing for me either tonight.
Just real quickly, I just want to acknowledge Mr. Lee and his group, the South Hills Movers Group. They happen to be one of Bethel's largest employers, employ a lot of Bethel Park residents. There's been a lot said about the construction project. This is truly an economic generator for home cooking, if you will, and we're delighted to have you as part of our move. Thank you.
And they were also voted the number one of the most notable businesses in Bethel Park that's well known outside of Bethel Park. So it's Bethel Park pride. I would just like to say that the meeting at Steele Center on the 26th went very well. We did have a large number of people attend, and they did discuss the different jobs that are available in southwestern Pennsylvania for students and for adults. And there were several people that were quite surprised at the type of jobs that are available, what's required, and the amount of money that can be made from these jobs through vocational training and through some programs that they offer to adults. So that was very interesting. We're having a follow-up on October 6th in which we'll be talking about entrepreneurism and how these particular trades lead to entrepreneurialism, and you know that's what spurs the economy. And we have several students who come out and start their own businesses, so there'll be a lot of discussion. You can also participate in their outlets, partake of their services for free that day, so that you can get a real hands-on to see how these students and adults learn and are able to apply their professions. So we invite you to attend that if you're available, and that's on October 6th. That'll be at 11:30 and it'll run to about 1:30. We also will be getting a new director for Steele Center. We hope to have that director on board for December. We'll be looking to really do some visionary look at what's being offered at that school and to make a lot of new and enhancements to what they're offering already. And they are one of the top schools in Pennsylvania, so we're very proud to belong to that particular school. The other thing is that they just graduated 32 licensed practical nurses out of their program. They've all been placed, and they already have a waiting list for this next group that they've already started. So that particular course is moving along.
Good. Nancy.
Good evening. You may have noticed some new furniture in the boardroom this evening, and you probably think we were very extravagant, but I just wanted to go on the record as letting you know that another Bethel Park employer, PEMCO, has donated this furniture in honor of Dr. Knight. At the October board meeting, we will be dedicating this room in his memory, and so we hope that you'll be here to honor him as well. Thank you.
And one thing on what Mr. Husser asked about, the status of the funding for the expenditures for the building, there will be a formal presentation made at our committee meeting in October going through that. Keep in mind, we're not done yet. That's the status of it as it is right now. We still have to finish the building, remove the old buildings, and finish that part of it. So it's not locked in stone. What you see is this is where it is at that point. And we'll keep you up to date with that in future meetings. But we'll have that at our committee meeting as a formal presentation to the board and to the public. And then that will be available for after that meeting on the website or wherever we can put it so that people have all of that information. Other than that, I have nothing else. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded to adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion is adjourned. Let's go watch Pitt.